everyone. We're going to try another session outside. There are some other noises in the background, but hopefully the birds will overpower, or feel free to put on some music of your choice so that you can move through this flow along with me. Today's focus will primarily be on opening shoulders and heart, but we're going to throw in some leg straighteners and some variety of things so you get a nice balanced practice today. We'll begin in the seated position, finding your sit bones, aligning your spine, and lengthening through the crown of your head. Just finding the rhythm of your breath, maybe closing your eyes. And as you feel the rhythm of your breath moving up and down along the spine, and visualize it just sending each of those centers, each of those chakras, some positive healing energy. You can set your intention for today's practice if you'd like. And then bring the hands to heart center. Gently draw the chin in towards your throat, bowing the head to seal that intention. If you lift your head back up to a neutral position, you can stay right here and take a deep breath in. Interlace the fingers, press the palms out, and round the back, drop your head. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, take the hands around behind your back and interlace the fingers. Lift the heart as you straighten your elbows. And exhale, hands back around to heart center. We'll repeat that with a couple add-ins. So inhale here. Exhale, interlace the fingers, press the palms out. Inhale, stretch up to the sky. Exhale, take the hands around behind you, interlacing other finger on top. Lift the heart center, lift your gaze on an inhale. Stay there or exhale and fold forward, letting the forehead towards the mat. Inhale, coming back up. And exhale, hands back to heart center. From there, you're going to take your left hand and place it underneath your sit bone. And you can just adjust it. Fingers will be facing the front long edge of your mat. And as you relax the shoulder, keep the elbows slightly bent. You can just drop your right ear down towards your right shoulder and feeling a nice stretch along the left side. You can always pause the video along the way if you need a particular stretch a little bit longer than I offer. Draw the chin in towards your throat. And then slowly rotate your head towards the right, and your direction of your eyes will be just outside your right thigh. And then you can just roll it to center and lift it up. And then switch hands, placing the right hand underneath your right sit bone, relaxing through the shoulder and elbow, and dropping your left ear towards the left shoulder. Draw the chin in towards your throat. Rotate your neck a little bit so your gaze is towards the outside of your left thigh. And then roll the head back down to the front and up to neutral position. One more thing in sitting, we're going to take the hands up overhead, palms face forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then lightly bring the fingertips behind your head and draw those elbows back a little bit more. Maybe even take the gaze slightly up. Take some deep breaths into that heart space. As you exhale, bring the elbows together, round the back. Inhale, lift the head, bring the elbows back and maybe into a slight arch. And then exhale one more time forward. Come up to that neutral position, and you're just going to spin around to sit on the mat, preparing for a puppy dog stretch. But before we go into regular puppy dog, we're going to come to forearms. So you'll bring your forearms to the mat, palms facing facing down. And from there, just allow your chest to shift back towards the thighs and relax the back of your neck. Come back up, shoulders stacked over elbows. And if you happen to have two blocks, you could place your forearms on those blocks as an option. That'll allow for a little bit deeper stretch. Otherwise, one more just like we did. So starting with shoulders over the elbows, and then keeping the hips high, shift your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, come back up. This time, walk the fingertips out a little bit farther. This time, the arms will stay straight, and we'll move into puppy dog. So chest starts working its way towards the mat rather than the thighs, and the forehead towards the mat. If you need to go deeper, it'll be more like your chin on the mat, chest closer to the floor. Lift the chest up, walk the hands so they're stacked with wrist under shoulders. And on an inhale, lift that right arm up to the sky. Exhale, take it behind the left, shoulder to the floor. You can gaze to the left. Maybe walk that left hand out and take a couple of breaths. Take the left hand under the shoulder, press back up. But take that right hand back up to the sky, and this time take it around behind your back. Maybe you can find the front of your left thigh and just rotate your torso up towards the sky. If you feel any pain in your neck, you can look more to the side or carefully towards the mat. Inhale, reach the hand back up and down to the floor. For the other side, inhale, left arm high. Exhale, take it behind your right wrist and walk the right hand out. Right hand comes back in, left hand reaches to the sky, and this time wraps around, maybe finding the front of your right thigh so that you can spin and open your torso towards the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Squaring them back underneath the shoulders. We're going to lift the knees and just hover there for a moment, just warming up the core. You can stay right there or extend the right leg back. And then bring it into the chest, chin towards the knee, rounding the back. Inhale, straight behind you. Left knee is hovering just an inch above the mat. Exhale, bring the right knee in. Return both knees and toes to the mat. Lift up again for the other side. Inhale, extend the left leg out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, stretch back. And release to the floor. And then keeping the toes tucked under, we'll lift the knees and shift our hips back for a downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal it out. Right here for one more full breath. Exhale everything out. Inhale, gaze between the hands and bring the feet forward to a modified halfway lift. As you exhale, fold in at your center. Keeping the knees soft, just reverse roll it all the way up this first time. Letting the arms meet overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll move through a couple more rounds of sun salutation with some variations that we'll get into the shoulders. Feel free to modify as needed as we move along through it. Hands at heart center. Take a deep breath in and reach up. Slight arch back. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands behind the back, interlacing. Opening the heart, and exhale, folding forward. Staying here an extra breath. Inhale, fingertips on the floor by your feet for that halfway lift. Exhale, take the feet back, hold your plank. One more inhale there. Exhale, come all the way down to the floor. Slide your wrists slightly back, elbows drawn in, and come into Cobra, holding it here for a few breaths. You should be able to lift your hands, meaning that your back is doing all of the work. Keep drawing the front of the shoulders away from the floor and away from the ears. Pressing firmly into the tops of the feet for one more inhale here. And as you exhale, press through the hands and come into downward facing dog. Right here for one more round of breath. Exhale everything out. And as you inhale, look between the hands and bring the feet forward for your halfway lift. Exhale, folding in at your center. Inhale, safely come all the way up. Slight arch if you'd like. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, palms up. They meet above. Slight arch if you'd like. Biceps by the ears. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, step it back. Lower all the way down to the mat. This time, tops of the feet into the mat, arms by your side, palms facing the legs. As you inhale, peel the chest off the floor, bring the palms a little closer, and pinkies towards the sky. One more inhale is there. Exhale, interlace the fingers and lift one more time. Last inhale here. Exhale, hands under shoulders, make your way to downward facing dog. That little critter's running on my mat today. One more full breath here. Exhale everything out. Inhale, feet forward, halfway lift. Exhale, folding in at your center. Inhale, take the arms out to the side, and there you're going to interlace them behind your back. And begin straightening the elbows. Let the arms work with gravity to come overhead, hands towards the earth. Let the arms help you. As you inhale, come all the way back up to standing. And as you release that, interlacing the palms can come up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Going to be adding in some things. Exhale, interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift the heart center and the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, fingers by the feet. Exhale, step or float it back. Lower all the way down to the mat. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Outer ankles lifted, arms by your side. Inhale, lift the upper body first. Bring the big toes together, add the legs if you'd like, keeping the knees straight. Squeeze the glutes, lengthen from crown of the head out through the feet. One more inhale. Exhale, hands under shoulders. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, bring it forward between the hands. Back knee can be on the mat as you make your way into low lunge, hands at heart to start. Try to straighten through that back knee if the knee is off the mat. Take another inhale as you lengthen up through the arms, fingers to the sky, and exhale, you're going to open to the right. So you're in a slight twist, reaching fingertips one way, other fingertips other way. And from there, your right arm floats back towards your left thigh, and the left arm to the sky, a twisted reverse warrior. Bring the the arms back out straight from the shoulders. Windmill the hands to the earth, but we're going to walk the right foot over just a little bit and bring the hand to the inside on the right. From there, option of lowering the back knee and bringing the forearms down. Knee could float back up. For a deeper stretch and a challenge on the legs as well, press back up to your hands. Float the right arm underneath the right thigh. Let the left arm also open out to the side and breathe. Both hands to the mat. Step back to plank. Lower into the chaturanga this time. And then into upward facing dog. Holding upward dog for one more inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, bring the foot forward. Make your way into your expression of lunge and take a breath there. So repeating what we did on the right. Inhale, stretch the arms straight up. Exhale, twisting to the left and opening the arms straight out from the shoulders. Left hand floats to the back of right leg. Right arm up into a twisted reverse warrior. Windmill the arms to the earth. Walk the left foot over, left hand to the inside. Forearms to the earth, back knee could come down. For that challenge on this side, press back to the hands. Float the left upper arm underneath the left thigh. Power back through that right foot as well, and the arms can float out. Both hands to the mat. We're just going to press it through the hands, walk the hands around, turn the toes in towards each other, into a halfway lift, kind of a variation of Prasrita Padottanasana, forward fold. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, walk the hands back, crown of the head towards the earth. Hands come back in front as you inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, arms to the side as you squeeze the shoulder blades together, come all the way back up. So adding a shoulder component on this next round, adjust the feet if you need to, but optimally, toes are pointed slightly in. Take the arms out to the side, we'll do Garudasana arms, so right arm underneath the left. Try to wrap the forearms as well. Inhale, lift the elbows up, and then exhale, aligned spine, so we're not rounding the back, we're staying aligned as we fold forward. You can press into the upper back for a moment, stretching that area between the shoulder blades. Come halfway up, open up the arms, and all the way back to standing. Inhale here. This time we'll switch, so left arm under the right, wrap the forearms, lift the elbows, in line with the shoulders, and forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, open the arms, and let the heart center help you all the way up to standing. Feet stay here for one more variation, this time hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers as you lift the heart and straighten the elbows, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Place the hands underneath the shoulders and straighten through the spine. Crown of the head reaching towards the front of your room. Tailbone reaching to the back. As you inhale, left hand under the center, right hand opens to the sky. Exhale, take the right arm around, maybe find the left thigh, continue to twist. Inhale, back to the sky. Exhale, it'll replace the left hand, so the left hand can open up on your inhale. And exhale, wrap around to the right thigh. Inhale, left hand to the sky. Exhale it to the mat. Engage those quads, hands at the waist. Inhale, come all the way up. Heel toe the feet in a little bit. You're in position for goddess pose. And on your inhale, reach up with both arms. Palms face forward. As you exhale, bend into the knees, bend into the elbows. Bring the fingertips just behind the head, so you don't really interlace them. They're just touching the back of the head. And as you inhale, think about lifting your heart, lifting your gaze. And exhale, neutral spine, elbows in close. Inhale, open wide, lift the heart and gaze. Exhale, this time you can bring the elbows in slightly round. Inhale, lifting the heart up, elbows are wide. Heart, arms reach up, straighten the legs. Hands by your side and come back to the front edge of your mat. From Tadasana, inhale, reach up. Slight arch back. Exhale, hands to heart center. You stay where you are. I'm just going to turn around so you can see what we're doing. So once more, inhale, reach the arms up. Slight arch back. And exhale, bring the right arm around behind your low back. And bring the left arm down by your side. Release the left ear towards your left shoulder. And take hold of that hand. Interlace the fingers for a little deeper stretch. Straighten the elbows, head in neutral. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, arms behind you, head in neutral. This time, exhale, fist to the low back, lifting the gaze and heart up. If you would prefer, you can take the biceps by your ears into that variation of standing back there. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, hands to heart. And I'm going to turn back around. You don't necessarily need to. And with hands at the waist and feet hip width apart, going to hinge at the hip joints, slightly bend the knees. Bring the fingertips by your feet. Relax the back of your neck and just lift one heel at a time, pedaling it out to massage your low back. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, take the feet back. Chaturanga Dandasana or your variation of that. Moving into your upward dog and holding it there. Take one more inhale there. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, bring the foot forward between the hands into that low lunge, fingertips are still down. From there, release the left knee down. Untuck the toes and bring hands to heart center. As you continue lengthening, shift your weight forward and hips forward. You should feel a stretch in the front of your left thigh. For an additional deeper stretch, left hand comes to the mat, right arm sweeps around, and as you bend that left knee, you can reach back for the foot, and then once more, shift your hips forward and down. Release that foot back to the mat. You can keep the knee down if you'd like, otherwise, knees off the mat for a more challenging expression of low lunge, bringing the arms up by your ears. Take the hands to heart center and then behind your back. Lifting the heart on your inhale. Exhale, shoulder to the thigh, arms overhead. Bring the hands to the mat on each side of your foot. Left hand's going to stay down. We're going to move into a side plank. So you can just start to roll over to the side of your left and stack for your side plank. Remember, you can have one foot in front. You can have the knees down. And the hips high. Slight arch if you'd like, reaching the arm over toward the front edge of your mat and past it. And then back up to the sky, hand to the mat, and downward facing dog. Left leg high, and bring it forward to lunge. Find your expression of lunge, and bring the arms overhead. Hands to heart, and then behind your back. Lifting heart center, fold forward, left shoulder to left thigh. Hands on the floor, each side of your left foot. Keep the right hand where it is. Start to move into side plank, bringing the left leg back. Hips are high, option of reaching over and forward. And then back to the sky, hand to the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale all the way down. Reach the arms back, palms facing each other, and peel the heart off the mat. Add the legs if you'd like. Release briefly to the mat. And this time bend both knees. You can do this one side at a time if you'd like, and reach back to the tops of your feet. Press the feet into the hands and start lifting the thighs, the chest, and your gaze slightly. One more inhale here. Exhale, release down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Press up. This time we'll go all the way to child's pose for a nice counter. You can just roll up onto your heels and then lift up onto your shins as we prepare for variations of camel pose. So make sure that the feet are extended behind your knees so they're knee and hip width apart. And we'll begin by just bringing hands at heart center, lifting the gaze, and just a slight back bend. Make sure you're lengthening the tailbone towards the floor. Use those lower abdominal muscles to bring you back up to neutral. This time, extend your right hand to the sky. Reach your left hand back. You could tuck the toes under. Find that heel and powerfully reach the heart center and your right arm to the sky. Careful not to rotate. Your shoulders should be squared towards the sky. And you can let that right arm just pull you back up. Hands at heart center. Release the right arm back. Left arm in front. Left fingertips will reach up to the sky as the right hand finds the right foot, shifting your thighs forward, heart to the sky. Left arm pulls you back up, hands to heart center. This time you can do your expression of full camel pose or just stay with supported camel pose. So hands at heart center, lifting your gaze and heart up. As you exhale, you can sweep the arms back, find one heel and then the other, and then shift your thighs forward like you're reaching and pressing against a wall in front of you. About someone's hand between your shoulder blades, helping to lift you to the sky. And then use those lower core muscles or reach a hand up to come back up to neutral. And finding your child's pose. Make sure you move into that very slowly. Stay with child's or move into Sarsamgasana by holding onto your heels, lifting your hips off of your heels, and really rounding the back to bring your forehead towards your knees. Great stretch to the upper back. Release it back down and come to your seated position on your heels. Now you can shift the feet to one side, bring them out in front. Adding a few more things that will combine hips and shoulders. We're going to bring the left knee in, cross it over, and bring the right heel around outside the left hip. Walk this right heel and foot over. So you're trying to stack the knees. Take a moment there to breathe. Bring the right hand up, bend at the elbow, bring the left hand behind, bend at the elbow, trying to connect the hands. You can of course use a strap here to help you make that connection. Right elbow walks over behind the head. Option of folding forward. Inhale, come back up. Release the left hand to the mat, turning the fingers toward the back edge. Straighten the right elbow and bring that arm to the outside of your thigh that's on top, which is your left. Lifting the heart on your inhale and exhale into a gentle twist. Inhale back to center, taking the hands around and uncrossing the legs, switching to the other side. Make sure you're on your sit bones, heels out of the way, hands on the knees just to catch your breath, align and surrender. This time left arm will go up and bend at the elbow, right arm down and behind. And of course, option of folding forward. As you come back up on your inhale, release the right hand to the floor behind you and left arm to the sky as you inhale. Exhale, Left arm comes around, assisting you in your twist. Inhale, gaze back to the front. Release the hands to your side. Take the hands in front and walk the feet to plank. Modified upward dog, toes stay tucked under, just to feel that stretch through the toes. Exhale, back to neutral, lower the knees, untuck the toes, and with the elbows in close, just try to peel yourself slowly down, using your triceps to control the rate. Hands slightly in front of your shoulders, pressing only into the fingertips, so you're making like tent hands, so just the fingertips into the mat, with those elbows still in. Start lifting your heart center. This time you can use the hands a little bit, and only come as high as feels right for your spine. Visualize a smooth curve from the base of your skull to the tailbone. For one more inhale, and exhale, release back down. Hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes under. See if you can press, maybe walking the hands back even farther, and press through a Chaturanga Dandasana and into your downward dog. From there, you can lower the knees, cross one ankle over the other to walk your hips behind your feet. Scoot forward enough so that you can come down onto your back. So arms in front, rounding the back and lowering one vertebrae at a time. From there, straighten the legs. Press out through the soles of your feet. Press into the forearms and leave your glutes on the mat, leave your legs on the mat, but start to lift your back off the floor. You can walk the elbows back for more support and maybe even bring the palms in just a little bit, but try to keep those shoulders away from the ears for this modified expression of Makshasana fish pose. Point the toes so the ankles are in plantar flexion, but then bring the toes back towards you. You know, I like to call that the barefoot Barbie foot. Bring your chin towards your chest first, and then slowly roll it back down to the mat. Next variation, arms stay in close. Engage the thighs, bring the toes back towards you, and just press into the forearms without walking your elbows back, and come into traditional fish, Makshasana. Crown of the head is barely touching the mat. And you're breathing. Chin back in and release to the mat. Walk the heels in, preparing for bridge. Slowly rock the hips back, and lift the hips up. Maybe interlace the fingers underneath to come a little higher and open up through that heart center. Arms to the side and slowly roll it back down. Next expression, you can do the same thing, or if you feel warmed up enough, you can move into full wheel pose. Excuse me. I'm going to do this carefully, otherwise you're going to injure your shoulders or your neck. So, fingers will point towards the shoulders. You're going to lift up, top of the head touches the mat to bring the elbows back in, and then lift up into your wheel. after your own 5 breaths. Keep the elbows in line with wrists and shoulders. Tuck the chin as you lower yourself down. Bring the arms by your side. Maybe walk the feet out a little ways. And just rest there. Your choice of one more bridge, or again with Will. And if you're not sure what I mean, always be sure to pause the video and just watch one time. If you're attempting Will, it can be helpful to bring the heels a little closer. Palms are down on the mat, fingers point towards shoulders. Initially, the elbows are probably splayed out to the side, but once you press and gently touch the head softly to the earth, but not any weight on it, you bring those elbows back in, and then press through all 10 fingertips as you press up. Imagine you're squeezing a block between your thighs, just like you would in bridge pose. Great stretch for the entire front body. After your 5 breaths, start to lower slowly, tucking the chin, bringing the body back down. Open the knees out to the side, soles of the feet together, hands on the inner thighs, and breathe into Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the knees back together and hug them into your chest. Maybe one exhale, forehead to knees. Release the head back down. Take the soles of the feet to the sky and open the legs with the hands on the feet for a happy baby. And bring the legs back together. Any final poses you need. Or start making your way into position for Shavasana. And here you can pause the video, maybe set a timer for about 10 minutes. Come back to Shavasana with your favorite music and breathe through that. At the end of those 10 minutes, you can return to this video. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Turn the head side to side. Start to walk the feet in. Rolling over to one side. And then pressing back to your seated position. There, once you find that aligned spine, take a moment to just become aware of any changes in the state of your breath, state of your mind. Scan your body for any changes in sensation or feeling. And notice any emotions that have surfaced. As you bring your hands together at heart center, be grateful for the positive transformations that you evoked and that you allowed to happen by being here, being present, and taking that time for self-care. As always, thank you for your energy and your time. I love sharing with you. I wish it could be in person. Namaste.